All right, so we started the week off. Dimitri, our fearless leader, welcomed us to sunny Pasadena. And I know I, for one, was very happy to be in Pasadena and not with the foot of snow that was back at home. So we started off the week really, really great. And I want to take a few moments to thank some of the people that really made this conference so fundamental and such a good experience. First of all, our sponsors. Without them, we would not have been able to host it here at Caltech, so thank you so much. All of those groups listed here. And I want to really emphasize how incredible our local organizing committee has been. You can see how many people were absolutely critical for making this run as smoothly as it has. I've heard from many of you that this was one of the smoothest conferences you've ever been to, and that is because of these people. So if you're on the local organizing committee, please raise your hand or stand up or something, because you guys are absolutely incredible. So thank you so much for all that you've done. I also want to thank the incredible Scientific Organizing Committee, the SOC. The program this week has been fascinating. I will say every single talk, every single poster, even if I've worked on that project for years with people, I still learned something. It was amazing, and the posters were absolutely incredible. So thank you so much to the SOC for putting together such a comprehensive and cohesive program. One of the resounding themes throughout the entire week was the sense of teamwork. Marshall Perrin, who kicked off the conference with this incredible talk about JWST, really hit this home, where he talked about how impossible JWST would have been without teamwork. That team went through so much. It went through a hurricane, it went through COVID, it went through nearly getting canceled multiple times, and still it is up there at L2 taking incredible data and inspiring people all over. We have data with new techniques that J.B. Rufio and others presented this week. We've seen incredible structure in the disk of Beta Pictoris, for instance, and now we maybe know what it's actually doing, which is kind of cool, what that cattail is coming from. We also heard how old collaborations have brought on the next generation, and using new data reduction techniques and new analysis, they're able to find these fascinating results from older data. And sometimes they're a huge surprise, like Briley Lewis pointed out with this flare parameter and some of the disks that she's seeing. We also learned that we want to combine RV and astrometric measurements, and they're good guides, but you got to be conservative with your prediction. Having all that data takes a lot of collaboration. And we heard about the wonderful collaborative effort of the Roman chronograph instrument, which will fly. The launch is supposed to be later this year. It's on time, on schedule, on budget, and it's absolutely incredible, and it took a whole village to make this happen. We learned that after 9 failed attempts, the Proba, or the Picture D mission, was finally successful. This is an older movie, but it's still fascinating seeing the view from Picture D. We learned about Proba 3 and the incredible imagery that they're able to get from the sun from this tech demonstration. And we learned about the Roman CPP, which is literally the epitome of bringing the community together, figuring out how to use the Roman data the best we can. And Savi also told us that 82% of our community wants to learn how to be better allies. To me, this is a resounding statement of how much this community has come together and the teamwork that we have. We learned all about fringes. In some cases, they're friends, some cases, they're foes, depending on the situation. And we learned about the vast history of post-processing algorithms, which require so many people to come and develop them, and that there's a very exciting future ahead that we really need to harness in order to get to those really incredible contrasts that we need for Habitable Worlds Observatory. I love this animation. And this is from Julian, and we learned about all the different iterations of SkexAO and how it really takes quite a small army to come and develop technologies, put them on Sky, and make sure that our emerging technologies are actually going to have on-Sky time and be successful. We learned from Jonathan Fortney all about thermal evolution models, and in that talk, I learned that some of the models I was using are too old to be used. So that was interesting. We learned from about the extremely large telescope developments and how these teams are working in really unique ways to put together these incredibly high actuator count deformable mirrors to properly sample the pupils, so for the GMAG-AOX and the PCS teams. We learned about this incredible result from WISPIT-2, where there was a collaboration to get both the infrared and the visible light adaptive optic systems and really unharness really describe what is going on in that system. And lastly, of course, we learned about the EELT and the Habitable Worlds Observatory, which are the future of both space and ground. We also learned it takes a huge community to figure out who's in this picture from 2007. This was one of the most entertaining threads I've read on Slack in a long time. I think there's at least 30 replies trying to figure out who everyone is. Maybe we'll do that in 19 years from now. We had over 97 early career folks sign up for the early career lunch, and this is really our future. So thank you so much for those who attended, and I hope that this was a really good experience for everyone. We had several tours to JPL, and this was really fun. If you didn't get to go, please come back and go on a tour because it was a lot of fun. We also had an incredible dinner last night at the Athenaeum that was sponsored by one of our sponsors, and this was a really good time to sit down with some of our colleagues and chat about things, learn things that we had seen during the week, and also figure out what some of our next steps are. And this is the picture that in 19 years, all of us are going to be trying to figure out in maybe the future Slack who everyone else is. And so this is one of our conference photos that thank you, Carl, for taking this, and so we will be posting this online soon. But I just want to thank everyone again for coming to Pasadena and for giving your attention to all the presentations, for giving presentations and also giving posters. I hope you all have a safe ride home, and thank you so much. Oh, and before I forget, take flashlights. And also complete the demographic survey. If you have not, we're up to 73%. We can make it 100, so let's do it. All right, thank you all.